Fox News at 9 with Molly Martinez and meteorologist Henry Blakes. Your first news of the night starts right now on West Dakota Fox News at 9.
Good evening, I'm Molly Martinez. We begin tonight with breaking news. Bismarck police and a SWAT team responding to a home in North Bismarck. Reporter Megan Hoffman has been on the scene and joins us now with the latest. Megan?
Here's what we know so far. Authorities were on scene at this home behind me at the corner of Boundary Road and Hay Creek Drive to execute a search warrant. Now, when they arrived on scene, the suspect in the house barricaded himself in the house. That's when they called in extra enforcement. That included SWAT, the bomb squad, deputies from both Morton County and Burleigh County, as well as police from Mandan and Bismarck. Now, they were on scene for several hours. This just wrapped up about 8:30, just about 30 minutes ago here. I just talked with a deputy on scene about 5 minutes ago as well. He said the suspect was taken into custody.
Thanks, Megan. Also in Bismarck, a family is without a home tonight after a fire destroyed their house and all of their belongings. It happened Tuesday in the 1400 block of South 3rd Street. Tonight, we're learning the homeowner's fiance is accused of arson. 36-year-old Spencer Norton made his first court appearance today. Daniela Hurtado reports. Another fire to report, this time in Morton County. Dozens of hay bales caught fire along Highway 6. A Morton County Rural Fire Chief, Lynn Gustin, says it happened a couple miles south of Mandan. Crews got the call around noon. With the help of the rancher, they were able to extinguish the blaze. They say the cause is likely spontaneous combustion. And the search for a 32-year-old missing Newtown woman is expanding. Olivia Lone Bear hasn't been seen since the night of October 24th. Crews are doing a more in-depth search of the Fort Berthold tribal lands on horseback and on ATV. They're looking for the pickup truck in which she was last seen. Deputies from Roosevelt County, Montana have also joined the search. If you have any information, we have a number to call on our website. Time now to take a check on weather with meteorologist Henry Blakes. Thank you very much, Henry. House Republicans took a big step today towards moving their tax plan to a vote, likely by the end of next week. However, there are still a number of hurdles to clear before the plan reaches the president's desk. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard picks up the story from Washington. As you just heard, Ryan and House Republicans are pitching this bill as a win for the middle class. But experts at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a bipartisan group, say that's not the case. They say most of the money from this bill will flow directly to business owners, many of whom are already wealthy. Adding that, working families were an afterthought. Here in North Dakota, children could ultimately be the ones being shortchanged.
37,000 children in North Dakota, their parents just don't make enough money by design are excluded from this, the increase in the child tax credit, which is advertised as the main benefit for working families.
Marr says another problem with this tax plan is the $1.7 trillion price tag. He says if it passes, the debt would be the same size as our GDP. He says we haven't seen anything close to that since World War II, calling it, quote, a fiscal mistake. Well, residents at Bismarck St. Gabriel's assisted living community have been around for a long time. To ensure their experiences live on for generations to come, they're participating in the Leaders and Legends program. Maddie Gelseth reports. 2017 marks the 100-year anniversary since America joined the fight in World War I. More than 30,000 men and women crossed the ocean to serve their country. While none of those brave soldiers are alive today, their memories live on. The Heritage Center has collected a series of letters written from the front lines. Students from the University of Mary selected a few of those letters authored by someone from each county in North Dakota. The letters are now being published in newspapers across the state.
What are we trying to do? Well, just bring an awareness of what was happening back then, why we took these steps, why we got involved in World War I.
Publication of these letters will run in local papers this week. Speaking of veterans, more than 1.2 million Americans currently serve in the armed forces. 22 million veterans live in the U.S. To honor them, one kindergarten teacher is giving a very special lesson in patriotism. Education reporter Cynthia McLaughlin has the story.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
While students know the words to the Pledge of Allegiance, they don't necessarily know what those words mean. Another word that Mrs. Meshke's class didn't know was veteran.
That kind of makes me sad because I wish we were in school to celebrate Veterans Day. A lot of people think it's a day off of school.
I am what's called a first sergeant. A first sergeant is somebody who makes sure that other soldiers are trained and ready to protect your freedoms.
I told them that I have friends who are veterans and that they had to sacrifice some family time to go away and keep our country safe.
They let us pick our church we want to go to, and they let us have choices. That they keep us safe. Because that they fight for land to give us choices.
Then I'm proud to be an American, when at least I know I'm free.
The students wrote letters to veterans to thank them for their service, once they understood what the holiday was all about.
Dear veterans, thank you for protecting our land.
Now, all of the students in Mrs. Meshke's class can tell you what a veteran is and why they won't be in school tomorrow.
Veterans Day originated as Armistice Day. In business news, Apple is becoming the first U.S. company to hit the $900 billion mark, leading the race to become the world's first trillion-dollar company. Apple has seen its value rise more than 50% since the start of the new year. The news comes amid Apple's announcement that it will be entering the arena of television streaming. They say their first show will star Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon and will be about a TV station. Henry, I think it's a missed opportunity that the show isn't starring meteorologist Henry Blakes.
Yeah, we need to talk to the higher-ups about that. Maybe we could get something going there, especially if we get the weather going right. But for right...
Family is beating some pretty impressive odds. Last week, a baby was born on her father's birthday. Turns out that father was born on his mother's birthday. The odds of 3 consecutive generations being born the same day is 1 in 48 million. Reporter Andrew Horn has the story.
Evelyn Freet was born November 4th, 2017, the same day as her dad Mason and her grandma Donna.
There's no way this is possible that we were going to have a baby that day, and got to the hospital and the nurses told us that we were staying, and a few short hours after that she was born.
Now with the birth of his first child, Mason shares more than a milestone with his mom.
She was 29 when she had me and I was 29 when I had my daughter.
For Donna, sharing with her son is great.
I didn't think it at the time when I was in labor, but it's pretty special.
But better with her granddaughter.
Between your son and now your granddaughter, which birthday are you going to be most happy to celebrate?
My granddaughter. Sorry, Mason.
In the future, birthdays could get complicated, especially if more Freets are born that day. For NBC North Dakota News, I'm Andrew Horn.
Speaking of birthdays, this week marks the 128th anniversary of Montana joining the Union. Representative Greg Gianforte of Montana took to the House floor yesterday to celebrate the milestone, saying, quote, "From our snow-capped mountains to our nearly endless prairies, Montana is an awe-inspiring place of tremendous beauty. We call it Big Sky Country, the Treasure State, the last best place, and we call it home." In 1889, President Benjamin Harrison proclaimed Montana the 41st state of the Union. Coming up, what happens in Vegas could get you kicked out of Vegas. A month after being released from prison, O.J. Simpson is in hot water. We'll explain why after the break. A Las Vegas hotel is saying no way to O.J. TMZ reports O.J. Simpson has been kicked out of the Cosmopolitan Hotel for good after allegedly getting drunk and belligerent. Staffers say O.J. was released from prison last month, was breaking glasses at the bar. The 70-year-old was removed from by security guards after becoming angry with hotel staff. The hotel says they are now permanently banning him from the establishment. Simpson was released from prison after serving 9 years of a 33-year sentence for robbing sports memorabilia. One very famous person walked on water, and now a group of college students in South Florida are trying their hand at it. 40 Florida International University students took part in the annual Walk on Water competition today. The students worked for weeks to create shoes to walk across the campus's largest lake. If they managed to make it across, not only did they get an A in their architecture class, but they also have a chance to win $2,000. All right, let's take a final look at weather with meteorologist Henry Blakes.